Hi there and welcome to Thunkable. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to add screens to your app and how to navigate between screens in your app. To add screens, simply click this plus button at the top of the screen. I'm happy to add a blank screen. For now, I'm going to add 2 screens and change the color of each screen. So this one can have a red background, this one can have a blue background. There are a few ways to switch screens. Let's go to the block section. The first way to switch screens is with time. You can program your app to switch screens after a certain amount of time. You would do this if you wanted to create a branding screen, which shows an image or name before going to the actual app. Go to the options for Screen 1 and drag in a When Screen 1 Opens Do block. Next, we'll go to the control panel. Drag and drop the Wait 1 second block into the When Screen 1 Opens block. Then going back to the control panel, we're going to grab this block that says Navigate to, it currently says Screen 1, and drop that in under the Wait 1 seconds. Now we're just going to edit these so that we say when Screen 1 opens, let's say we'll wait 3 seconds, and then we'll navigate to Screen 2. And so let's live test that. There we go. After 3 seconds, we switched to Screen 2. Let's look at some other ways to navigate screens in our app. We can also switch screens with a button click. So we're here back on the design page, and we're going to drop a button onto Screen 1. And in the blocks, we will say that when button 1 is clicked, we'll just steal this Navigate to Screen 2 block out of there. So now when Screen 1 opens, we'll wait 3 seconds and then nothing will happen. But when button 1 is clicked, we will navigate to Screen 2. So let's live test that. So when we click on the button, we go to Screen 2. There are also navigators that you can use to switch screens. Navigators are pre-built components that help you go to different screens. I'm going to delete all of the screens and drag and drop a top tab navigator into the app. This navigator comes with 4 screens already. You can also add more screens by clicking on the plus sign again and dropping a screen within the navigator on the app tree. So right now, Screen 1 is not in this top tab navigator, and by doing this, I can drop it inside the navigator. To help see the changes, I'm going to quickly change the screens to different colors. Now let's live test. Home, About, Contact, Settings, and Screen 1 that we dropped in here. As you can see, I can click at the different pictures on the top to change screens. If you want to change these pictures, simply select a screen, and on the Properties panel, scroll down to the bottom. If you click on the Active Tab icon, you can upload a different image. The bottom tab navigator is the same thing as the top tab navigator, except your icons are on the bottom of the screen. Next is the stack navigator. I'm going to just delete the top tab navigator, and that will delete all of the screens it contains. And then in here, we can drag in the stack navigator. I'm going to very quickly change the background colors of these screens and add some navigation buttons. Okay. So as you can see, I've changed the background color of these screens and I've added navigation buttons to every screen that will simply let me navigate to the other screens in the app. This is because the stack navigator is not so much about moving forwards through your app as it is about visiting the screens that you have already navigated through. Let's demonstrate this with a live test. So here I am on the home screen. And this tab is something that you can edit simply by clicking on your screen and changing it down here. So header tint color will change the text color of that tab. Maybe I want it to be green. And header background color will change the background color of that header. So maybe let's make it this pinky purpley color. And so you can see that's how that looks now. Anyway, so let's navigate through this app, and we're kind of doing it at random. What's important is that then when we want to go back through those screens to revisit them in the opposite order, so seeing the most recent screen first all the way back to our first screen, we can simply click on this arrow that has appeared next to the name of our screen. So going back through Contact, through Home, Setting, About, right back to the start. So it's called the Stack Navigator because it's almost as though you have a deck of cards and you can put the cards down in any order, but then when you're picking cards back off of that stack, you're of course picking them up in the reverse order that you put them down. And that's a Stack Navigator. Finally, there is the Drawer Navigator. The Drawer Navigator is a side menu that allows you to go to different screens. After you add a Drawer Navigator to your app, simply drag and drop some screens into the Navigator in the app component tree. Of course, as before, I will add some background colors to these screens. And when we live test, you can see that we simply swipe in from the left-hand side to open this menu so that we can navigate between the screens in our app. Once your screens have been added to a Drawer Navigator, you'll see in the screen menu of blocks that we have this Toggle Drawer menu block. We have it in screen 1, we have it in screen 2. That means that you can add a button to your app to open this Drawer Navigator. So I'll add a button here. I'll make the text say Menu. And then in screen 1, we'll say that when the button is clicked, in screen 1, we will toggle the drawer menu. When we live test, you can see that in screen 1, we can click this button and it will open our drawer menu, and there's no button in screen 2. And in screen 1, we can also still swipe in to see this drawer menu. So that's all the navigation options that you have in Thunkable X. I hope you found this video informative and enjoy the rest of our videos.